Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. And also, I'm on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. Facebook, business page, Spirit Teacher Lisa M. Hopp. And for those of you coming back every week, thank you so much. I'm always amazed at who comes up to me and tells me that they listen to my podcast and how much they like it. It just makes my day. So thank you so very much. And I hope today's podcast you will also connect with, at least in a small way. It's just important as we navigate this journey of life. Today's topic is, today, everything is taken care of. And that's right, it is. Everything's already been created to help you today. Everything's already been set up. Everything you've asked for, the universe has tried to give you. Your prayers have been answered. Now your job is to open up and to receive. I believe it was perhaps Wayne Dyer that said, ask, believe, receive. That is so correct. And today, you are designing the ideal life of your tomorrow. Next month, next year, a decade from now. So it's so important to know how powerful you are. Every whisper is heard and responded to. Every feeling gets a boomerang back to you. We just don't understand our power, a lot of us. I say it often as I get on social media to post this podcast or post things about my personal celebrations in life or my work. I see the posts from people complaining, daring people to unfriend them sometimes, venting, though I guess that's another word for complaining, isn't it? Sometimes it's just talking in a demeaning way about themselves. People do not realize that what you talk about yourself comes back to you. The negativity about somebody else that you talk about or celebrate perhaps comes back to you because we are all connected as one. So for instance, it's easy to judge in this world. If you're a good person and you see a person who's not great. But when you judge them, judgment comes back on you. So it's so important to try not to hate or to have any real, any energies that are truly lower. Now, yes, you're human. We all have senses. We're human. But I mean about living in it. I see people who live in animosity and celebrating bad things happening to people. And then they wonder, why are things happening to me? Because it's the vibration that you're putting out. It's so important to live from a higher vibration as much as possible. To feel gratitude, to feel joy, to feel love. So back to our topic. Today everything is taken care of. Many of us are spiritual, and many of us come from a religious background where we pray to a father. It's so important to know that when you pray to the Father, your prayers are answered. But you must trust. You must receive. The universe is abundant. It doesn't deal with time. It doesn't judge who is worthy and who isn't worthy. It's not that godly energy is not human. It is of higher vibration. It is unconditional. It only responds to what we put out. It really does it in a very higher energy source way. So when you ask for help in any way, do it humbly, do it with gratitude, and do it with trust. And then watch. It may take a month, it may take a year, it may take longer, it may happen in moments. But in some way, that prayer will be answered. Now, that doesn't mean that it always looks positive when the prayer is answered. Amazing thing about heaven is that it gets the job done in its own way. But you should not fear that. Sometimes things look bad when they're bringing greater. Sometimes your world comes crumbling down just to rebuild in a more expansive, greater, better, joyful way. It's also important to not feel bad about yourself, to truly feel good about who you are, and that you are more than enough, and that you are worthy, and that you are deserving. And I say this because I work on this myself all the time. I noticed how I think. I notice it sometimes within my own feelings. I have to struggle with, do I deserve it? I know logically and spiritually and educationally that I do deserve it. But we are the product of what's been told to us. If you're surrounded by people that you can't seem to please, that have told you that you're not enough or made you feel that enough. I had it the other day where someone told me they were disappointed in me. You know, it doesn't matter what another person says or feels. It only matters how you feel and what you know. And we're all doing the best we can. If you're doing the best you can and you know it, just send people love. Just send them love. That's all you have to do. Now, when you ask from this unlimited, abundant source, it's yours. Watch how you feel. Watch if you block. Recently I've been going through something. And I realized that it was part of my request. I am here on this planet to serve. To not only be a spiritual teacher, but to also be, I hope, an inspirational example. And I realized recently I was in a situation where it was just lining up me serving another, even though I have to go through a bit of a lot for a moment. So do I blame myself for that? No. It was just another reinforcement of how powerful our thoughts and feelings and intentions are. We would never ask, I would think, logically, for life to be harder for us. But we do ask for a legacy. We do ask for an opportunity. And heaven says, well, I think this will do it. This will help many. And will help her or him through it as they help others. So I realized it. Now I haven't gone in deep enough to say, okay, knock it off for a while. Or I actually haven't. I realized that before I got on the podcast today. Have you thought to say, well, that's good enough for now. I've served. I'd like to coast. I don't know that it's who I am, but it doesn't mean that I am intending to continue in some type of challenging way or, gosh, to be a martyr in any way. No, it's not my intentions. But I saw, because my first reaction was, oh, well, I hope this helps others. Well, this helps others. Well, I think that it will. Through my own experience. I always go for the blessing in everything because there is something you can find. There's something. Even during the unimaginable pain times or hardest losses, there's a streak that can be there to grab onto. If it's the loss of someone on this earth, it is the moments that you had together, perhaps. There's always something, or maybe it's just the acquired passion to make a difference, to make that loss something that something good can come out of. I always reach for something. I always reach. Because I know that everything happens for a reason. It's about growth. It's about expansion. Now, just before I found out about my latest inspiring experience, I kept getting threes. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That means the spirit guides are around you, helping you with growth and expansion. I also was told, right before I got the threes, that I'm in need of a rest. I'm in need of a step back. The universe always guides us. It always takes care of us. It always responds to us. And sometimes you put out help without realizing you're doing it. And they respond. We ask in such an autopilot way often that we don't realize we're doing it. Because we ask by the very nature of our thoughts and our feelings and our words. And so it is not, well, let's just say that those who have really learned how to be creative, deliberate creators are very disciplined at using this energy. And I am committed to doing that as well. For myself and then teaching others. When I realized that a whispered intention of being inspiring that's been there for years was added again, wow, it was so quiet, but it was so powerful. It's not always getting down on your knees and screaming at the sky. about what you want in prayer. It's not always a good cry while you pray. It's not always lighting a candle or doing another ritual or formal moment. It's often just our being. It's often just our little whispered thoughts or our words. Heaven loves to use us when we say things and feel things. There's many clients that I've met that I tell them, if you were on the Titanic, you would let everybody else get off before you. Get in the boat. Heaven loves the servers like that, but they would also say, get in the boat. But when you wish to serve in that way, they will put you in the position where you serve. And then you wonder, why didn't they help me get in the boat? Because they were honoring you. They were listening to you. It was there all along, the boat. Why did you not take it? Why did you not get in? Heaven always supplies. There is infinite resources. There is more than enough to go around. I hear people, they're so, thankfully not often, but I've heard people, they get it, I don't. There's help for them, not me. I struggled. They didn't have to. You didn't have to. All you had to do was ask. And if you think back, the helpers came. Because at some point, we ask. We know we don't have to do it ourselves. And we don't often want to do it ourselves. Sorry for my cough. So when we ask for help, the helpers come. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's a miracle. But it still gets done. You don't have to wait. You can ask for the help with humility, with assurance, with faith, with trust. Believe it. Believe that it is yours. Believe that tomorrow will always be all right. Worry is when we worry about what's to come, what's going to happen, what bill's going to pop up. We're not using that infinite resources of the universe. You're taken care of. Ask for it to be taken care of. Yes, of course you have to do your part. Inspired action. There's very few people on this earth that would imagine to sit on a couch and just let things plop on them. Sometimes we have to get up and go. But it's not all supposed to be your job, your worry, your stress, your burden. We're here for growth. We're here for joy. Today is trying to be a good day for you. Good things are trying to happen. Look around you. There are most likely things to be grateful for. Most listening have a roof, have electricity, have food, are breathing, of course. These are things to be grateful for. When you wake up in the morning too, wake up in a state of thankfulness, of abundance. Yesterday I found myself thanking a lot. I liked it. I knew it was working for me. A client wrote, "What kind words." I felt the gratitude and I thanked them. It is important not to be phony and to thank when you don't feel it's something good. But then reach in. What has it taught you? Has it given you a quality you now have that you didn't have before? That's what you thank for. Just say thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the inner builder. Thank God for prayers answered before you see the results. Have that faith, have that trust, have that belief, and you will see things start to shift in your environment. Think about the past, when things worked out for the better, when you thought, I'm burdened by this, I'm being taken advantage of, something. And then all of a sudden things turned and it got lighter. That has happened before and it will happen again. Use your Creator. The wonderful thing about this wonderful energy that we all go to, a lot of us, after we leave our physical bodies, this wonderful energy doesn't have conditions on giving you your prayers. You do. You have to know that it's all right to receive. You have to know that you're a child of God, and by birthright, it is all right to be abundant and happy. The more that you have, the more you can give. Why would Source hold back from you? It doesn't. You hold back from yourself. Open up to the blessings that want to bestow themselves upon you. And know again that today everything is taken care of because it already arrived, what you asked for before. And if you don't see it, it's just a moment away. Open up, trust, believe, know you are loved. Open up to all of life's possibilities. You may not know how things can turn around or work out, but you don't have to know how. You just have to know that you are loved enough and worthy to receive. And love yourself. I've learned to inner review myself. I talk to myself all the time. I do. But the one thing I very rarely do is be critical, hard, negative towards me. I am a work in progress. I am under construction. Every day I'm trying to do better and better and better in this human experience. So I see what could improve, and I give myself an atta girl when I've done well. Do the same. You're just a work in progress. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Understand where others are coming from. Most people do not mean to harm another, to disappoint another. Sometimes we do. But most of the time we're good people just trying our best. Keep doing your best. Each day is a new beginning. Each day is the opportunity for a fresh start. and create the most amazing, wonderful tomorrow that you possibly can. And ask yourself, what is most meaningful to you? What do you most want? Because you can have it. There's so many people that said, I would if I could. Honestly, if I see one more post about someone's wishing to have a beach house, I don't even know. Here's what I say. You're the one blocking your beach house. Ask the universe to set it up. Ask the universe to show you where there's a will, there's a way. Don't live from a place of, I can't. Or it's a dream. Your imagination is your creative source. Use it to give yourself the best life possible for you. That's why you're here. To do it. To figure it all out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you were able to connect with that some way. I wish you a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful Independence Day weekend, and I'll talk to you next time. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share here on YouTube. And many, 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 many blessings. Thank you.